she is not doing well because she has now death threats.
Best known for giving cars to everyone, Oprah Winfrey has been the face of generosity and victims' voices for decades. But that might all come crashing down around her if what Jaguar Wright is saying is true. Is Oprah part of Diddy's freak offering? It wouldn't be the first time that Oprah was good friends with a known dangerous man. In fact, it wouldn't even be the second time. But what exactly is Jaguar alleging? Well, according to Screen Queens, Jaguar believes that Oprah has left the country and doesn't plan on coming back. As soon as she heard that Diddy had been arrested, she got on her private jet and took off. If true, why would Oprah do something so dramatic? It's almost like she had something to hide. This begs the question, does she have something to hide? Jaguar spoke with Piers Morgan on his talk show, Uncensored, where she dropped some pretty heavy allegations. She said that Diddy was only the tip of the iceberg when it came to all of the allegations about harm and trafficking. With him now in jail, she believes that many others are going to be next. Some of those others include Oprah herself. Jaguar believes that Oprah is part of the same ring that Diddy is in. In fact, she believes that Oprah has left the country because she's trying to get ahead of the problem. She thinks that Oprah was responsible for finding victims to bring to Diddy's freak-off parties, where all types of harm occurred. If those claims are true, then the FBI will definitely be looking to arrest her. If she's in a different country, however, especially one that doesn't extradite criminals to the United States, then she'd be safe from facing those allegations. Now, it's easy to just wave these allegations off since Oprah has spent several decades crafting a certain image of herself to the public. She seems like the type who wouldn't hurt a fly and is an advocate for victims of any type of harm. However, after looking deeper into the type of people that she has been friends with in the past, suddenly these allegations don't seem too far-fetched. It's totally possible that Oprah left or will leave the country in fear of what Diddy's trial might reveal. One person worth examining is Oprah's spiritual healer, John of God. Back in the day, John of God was a famous spiritual healer in Brazil who claimed to heal lots of people. Oprah even got the chance to interview him, which was a big deal at the time because he hadn't let anyone interview him before. The interview was a bit cringy, with Oprah seemingly having a profound experience while visiting with him. Now, John of God was relatively well known in Brazil, but his reach wasn't that big until after Oprah's interview with him. With more people knowing about him and many of those people desperate for healing, he was able to access a wider group of people. That'd have been fine if he hadn't turned out to be a predator. It was discovered later after Oprah's interview went live that John of Good had harmed many of his female followers. He even started a baby trafficking ring. His crimes were so disgusting that there was outrage that Oprah had given this guy a platform. Oprah and her team acted quickly once the news broke. Any sign of the interview on her platform was gone, and she deleted a lot of other content related to him. It's easy to say that she had no idea what was going on there, but Oprah is supposed to be a journalist. At the very least, she didn't do her due diligence in asking everyone what their experience with John of God was like. She might have uncovered some serious allegations if she had. Or what if she did hear those allegations and chose not to believe them? What if she didn't care? It would certainly match how she handled her relationship with Harvey Weinstein. There are a lot of people who rightfully slammed Oprah for how she handled disclosing her friendship with Harvey. Rose McGowan especially didn't let Oprah off the hook when she started to shy away from conversations and interviews about Harvey. She wrote that Oprah was as fake as they come, and she wished that she was the person that everyone thought she was. Not only was she a friend of Harvey's, but Rose also said that Oprah destroyed the credibility of Russell Simmons' victims. Seal also shared his thoughts on Oprah's involvement with Harvey, saying that despite being part of the problem for decades, she was now being looked at as part of the solution. Once the allegations about Harvey started coming out, Oprah tried to distance herself from him. Then TMZ dropped a bombshell. It revealed that Oprah had been the first person to contact Harvey in jail. Harvey even said that Oprah had offered him support and told him that he needed to defend himself. Naturally, the public was shocked to hear that Oprah was supporting a man who was accused of harming women. So her team tried to flip the story. It wasn't that she had called Harvey. Oh no. Harvey's team had called her. She didn't want to talk to him, but his team kept calling and calling, so she eventually picked up the phone and spoke to him. A convenient story. Despite her attempt to distance herself from him, she couldn't exactly cover up the fact that they had been friends for over 20 years. The two had been involved with the same projects too, like The Butler. She also regularly interviewed people that Harvey wanted to promote, so there was a lot of back and forth between them. However, Oprah also alleged that Harvey bullied her. She gave an example by saying that he could be really pushy with his words. Not everyone buys this story, however, since it seemed weird that she would still be friends with a guy who was supposedly bullying her. Oprah then started saying that she had no idea what Harvey was doing despite being his friend. Not everyone believed her, especially since she had known Harvey for as long as she did. Considering that her reputation suffered quite a bit with the whole Harvey thing, she might be looking for a more drastic solution if her name gets tied up with Diddy's. Perhaps fleeing the country was the only solution she could think of, since her past attempts at distancing herself from someone didn't go well. Now, there's something else disturbing about Oprah that makes her alleged connection to Diddy even more frightening. In 2007, Oprah opened up a school for girls in South Africa. The school, which is still active today, aimed to give its students the education they needed to go out into the world and do good. Tuition was paid for by Oprah, but there were only 152 slots available, so competition to get into the school was always fierce. Shortly after the school opened, however, there was a scandal. It was discovered that Tiny Virginia Macapo, a dormitory matron, had been touching the young girls inappropriately. Oprah spoke out when she heard the court's decision, saying that she thought justice hadn't been served and was disappointed in the court. She also said that she stood with the victims and believed in their stories. That's all great PR, but how did someone like Tiny get a position in the school to begin with? Wasn't it supposed to be a safe place for young girls to learn? Just how involved was Oprah in her own school? There have been other allegations of harm over the years too, most of it physical. Staff have complained that there is an element of fear when discussing problems with management. They are in fear of losing their jobs if they report something. That doesn't sound like a really safe environment for children. Some people have also wondered if this school is how Oprah allegedly finds victims for Diddy for his freak-off parties. Could it be that she made the school as an easy way to traffic young girls? What do you think about Jaguar's allegations? Is Oprah a part of the problem and is actually involved with these rings? Or does she just have bad taste in friends? Let me know in the comments below.